So the division that happened with Michael Manley,
Yes,
why was he dividing people?
because he was a communist.
Okay, so he was fomenting.
Listen, the first day that he said that thing, the next morning, all the doctors, when the nurses came in, the doctors weren't there. They had taken off in a little plane and gone and left there. But they were preparing.
So what happened was,
You should see all the big homes that were left just.
right,
About-
so
Plus he sent the young boys to Cuba to be trained in weaponry. And that's how Bobby's story came in.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to be trained in building,
Yeah.
construction. I'll just give you an example of one boy we had working with us named Milton Miles.
Mhm.
Milton was from an extremely poor family. I think they lived in one room, the whole family. And Dad really took a loving to this guy. And this guy wanted to be a pastor, right? He was a pretty devout person. And he worked in our supermarket while he went to school, worked with us after he graduated, and then all of a sudden they took him and sent him to Cuba for 3 months. He came back a raving communist, and he led everything, all the people against us, right? That shows you how people can be brainwashed and changed so easily. Because this boy was not a fool; he's a very intelligent person, you know. So that was just one example. But like most leaders, Manley was corrupted by power, you know. When things got bad and people started leaving Jamaica with their money, instead of trying to change things back, he came out with a statement. You want to leave? There are 6 flights every day to Miami. Feel free. And of course that increased the exodus by business people, professionals, you know, from Jamaica. And my personal belief is that Jamaica is now
Has never recovered.
has never recovered economically. Because in the 60s, Jamaica was one of the most progressive third world countries.
We're just about to lose the third world status.
Status, yeah. But that's what politicians do.
So what did Milton do
Well, Milton, in the
to
end,
you?
to me,
Wasn't it Milton that shot you?
oh,
No.
Yeah, how did it play out on Anglesey?
Oh,
Well, obviously, we were a target, okay?
You were a target because you're perceived as being wealthy?
well,
Right.
here's how it started.
Yeah.
They went on a political meeting in Savlamar, and they named the people that were going to be eradicated, the families. Ours was the second name on the list. That's when I said, bye-bye, I am going. This time to go to the embassy, you couldn't make anybody see your face.
No.
Everybody had a newspaper in front of their face.
A whole lineup of
A whole
newspapers.
lineup of newspapers because nobody was supposed to see it because you couldn't sell you couldn't put anything up for sale because you were the targeted right there. But we knew we were targeted. Bobby said to me, "You are not touching one thing in this house, not moving." And I said to myself, he's joking. Luckily, I had a we had a huge wedding and I had so much china, and I said, this is the only thing I can pawn if I ever have to go to America. Luckily, I had made Mr. Bravo, who was a resident in Savlamar, he built this thing for me, and I had keys on those things, so the maids couldn't know what was in there. 2 o'clock in the morning, when Bobby was asleep, I was packing. And I left the house, went around to Joe Norton's house, who they were leaving, and they had a trailer going, and she said, come bring it in the night to me that the maids couldn't see, and I just mix it in with other things. Bobby didn't even know this was going on.
Wow. But I want to tell you, Bobby was really conflicted. Because I know, he may not remember this, before 1976, he and Earl were planning. When he came up, he said, I don't want to leave, I want to stay in Jamaica, but we may have to leave. And I may have to call you in the middle of the night to come, to bring a little plane or something to get us out. He said that. And they had words that they used.
Codes, yeah.
Yeah, we had
They had a code
code words.
Yeah,
that we
so-
Do you
used.
remember what they were?
I can't remember.
Earl would remember, I don't,
Yeah.
because he had them, I didn't.
Yeah.
And Bobby was conflicted because he really wanted, my brothers they all wanted to stay in Jamaica. The wives were much more wanting to leave.
For 1 year
What's
before
wrong?
this happened, I was in my house saying very loud, Lord, please deliver me from this place. And the maids would say to me, don't say that, Miss Maureen. And I said, well, I mean it, because they're out to kill us. And I've said that thing every day for probably a year before this happened.
So let's hear about how,
So now
what
Bobby,
happened to Bobby.
no, they started with the farm.
Yeah, well, let me just cut
So
you a
Bobby
second.
will tell you that.
We had a maid
Mom had a
named Mackie.
Mackie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was down at the farmhouse with mom. And she came from the village close to us.
What
And
was it? Where you call it?
Hmm?
I cannot remember. I try to forget anything in Salomar.
anyway, one day I remember it was on the back porch at the embassy, the overhang there.
Mhm.
She stopped and says, Mr. Bob,
Mr. Bobby.
they plan to kill you, sir.
Mm.
Well, I just couldn't believe that, right? I couldn't believe it. I never believed that, you know. So I just ignored it. But she had heard, you know. Where to go from here? It was pretty traumatic.
Well, that started, I know Bobby gets very choked up with
I'm
it.
not choked up.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
That started because he cannot forget half of the things that. That started one by one. They started killing our dogs. One by one the dogs went.
Yeah.
Well, you have to add something, because when they built the house, they knew something was gonna happen. They knew that they had to protect, it was up on the hill, and you know more about it. They had dogs that were attack dogs, right?
Oh, yeah.
And fencing.
Tell them, I mean, you don't remember your house, how you built it with the tunnels and, I mean, different things?
No, we're not.
No, whatever it was.
Well, it was a drain from the driveway that would take water down the hill, run off, right? Which is, I guess, what these guys use and come in.
That's how they came up.
Right.
But you had attack dogs that
We
were.
had a top dog. Well, it started with old cattle,
Yeah.
right? Every week,
Almost every day, Bobby.
one would be dead, right?
Just
And then,
killed.
Just kidding.
Just killed and left.
Yeah. And
poisoned
left
the
for you
virgin.
to see.
And then we had imported a champion bull from Canada. He came with a broken leg, so we had to butcher him, right? It was a total situation that overcome with fear. No protection,
Because
because
the cops were all along with them.
I used to take money to the bank, I don't know, 60,000, whatever, in the middle of the night after the supermarket was closed. And no, they wouldn't allow us to have guns at all.
No
I-
guns,
I-
no
No
guns.
protection.
I tried to apply and they turned me down.
Really?
So you were just very open to whatever happened.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, that's the right word, yeah. Yeah. And then they did stuff like came into a supermarket. The people from Cuba that came back, they kind of formed a youth group, which was like a real communist thing. And Like one day they came in and disrupted our supermarkets
They
totally.
threw a bomb in the,
Right?
they threw like a little bomb in the area that, the baggage area.
Yeah, I don't remember, but
Yes, I remember that.
but it was fair.
And Dad had died by then.
Dad had died, yeah.
Okay.
Dad had died, and everything seemed to change after Dad died. You know, I think we started to figure out what the heck is this all about.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything was basically for him.
Well, it progressed. It just progressed. It got
So,
worse.
so tell about when you came home that night, what happened?
Oh, well, like I told you, I refused to believe that this was going to happen. So I wouldn't even close the doors in my house or put bars on the windows. In Jamaica, if you go there now, every window is barred, right?
We had 99 windows in that house.
Yeah.
99.
And we had the
99.
screens and the things for it, and Bobby wouldn't let me put them up.
Anyway.
No bars.
Anyway, it was Saturday night, the 3rd of December, 1976, and I came home from the supermarket, it was about 9 o'clock, and
76 or
77.
77, Bobby.
77, I'm sorry.
Because I had left.
77. Came from the supermarket, and I drove a small truck, and I stopped and picked up all the milk containers. We used to send milk to the condenseries, the factory, and brought them in, and I went down to the farmhouse, and we sat down there talking a little bit.
With Mom. With Mom.
With
Yeah.
Mama, yeah.
No, Mom,
Mom was
yeah,
here.
Mom was there.
Yeah.
Mom wasn't there at that time.
No,
Mom was here.
but
Mom
I guess
was
with Mike was there, right?
Mike.
It was
Michael
Mike
moved there.
and Pat living there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And we didn't even have a telephone up on the hill. We had radio contacts
Okay.
with the supermarket and Paradise
And the farmhouse.
and the farmhouse. So when I heard Bobby coming in, this time I had like 6 helpers because I needed people on shift with Gina to help me. Nobody wanted to stay that night, and I got really mad.
Which was
And I
very,
said,
very unusual.
Why do I have all of you when you know the situation? Well, I can stay and put Gina to bed, but Gina was horrific to get to bed. And my brother and sister-in-law, John and Cherry came there to visit me, and it's right after they drove out that Bobby came in, and they heard, when you speak on the radio, it echoes out, and they could hear everything I said. I said, Bob, I don't want you to stop and visit down there because I'm alone up here with Gina and the kids. Christopher was a little baby at that time. And I heard him coming up the hill because I would leave the car down there for him to drive up. And when he reached, I heard him coming through the gate, and I said to Stephen, Steve, go let Daddy in, because you remember the house? You have to go down the long passageway and then let him in on the back porch. Well, when Stephen reached the opening between the dining room and the passage and the kitchen, I only heard the worst horrible scream I could ever hear from Stephen. And he flew back. And then I heard a shot. He flew back, they shot after Stephen. And it ricocheted in the wall. You know, and he flew upstairs. We had a gate upstairs on the bedroom, and he said, Mommy, there's a gunman in there, and he has a paper bag over in his hand, and he said, don't move or I'll shoot you. And Stephen ran like you have never seen anybody run. So he ran inside, and the next thing I know, I said, close the gate, Stephen. And Bobby was there coming up, and heard the scream.
Let Bobby tell the story.
Well, he heard that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about all he can tell you.
Yeah.
remember.
I remember lying down to the car and hearing Stephen scream.
And-
First thing came to my mind is, I don't understand. I didn't come to the conclusion somebody was there, but I did say to myself,
What could he have done that
I
Maureen
mean,
was
Maureen
killing him?
this doesn't sound right, because Maureen doesn't beat him like that. They could be screaming like that.
And you didn't hear the dogs either.
Oh, that poisoned the
Yeah.
other dogs and
So I ran up the back
Didn't
stairs.
hear the shot. Didn't hear the shot.
No, I didn't hear a shot. I was driving up.
Oh, I see.
I was
Okay.
probably just ready to come out of the car when he shot out of Stephen. I never heard it. So I went upstairs, up to the back porch, and I wondered if I what was going on with Stephen. And as soon as I got to the
kitchen.
kitchen door from the porch, this guy stepped, it was dark, stepped from the dining room wall, behind the dining room wall, to the opening to the kitchen, right? And I saw, he was very short, and he had a paper bag with his head, two eyes cut out. And I said it was dark, so I didn't see the gun, but I knew it was a gun because I saw his action like that, yeah. So what I did was I dropped down to get out of the way, right? But he came down and he shot me. I felt,
Lying down. You were lying down
No,
when they shot
no.
you? No.
I'm not sure, I was down though when he shot me.
He shot Bobby when he was going down.
When he's
and
going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Luckily,
But-
Bobby had a pair of shades in his glass, in his thing, and it ricocheted and went into his liver.
Yeah,
It would have killed him otherwise. It would have killed
It
Yeah,
was
the-
going straight for his heart.
yeah. The funny thing I always say is that I never heard a shot.
Wow.
No sound, I don't remember any sound.
You can imagine
And
being upstairs
I had no
hearing that.
pain. All I felt was like, boop. You know, I mean, not as hard as that, you know. But I knew I was shot. And nobody can figure this. He didn't have any more bullets, but I was able to get up, turn around and run down to my car. It's because my whole intention was to get help. But I dropped the keys when I was shot. I also had them in my hand.
In the kitchen.
Right, so I checked the car, the keys were in there. So all I could think of saying to the guy was, okay, come now, I have my gun. Obviously, I didn't have a gun, but I was trying to, you know. And then I waited a second, and then I ran down the hill.
Wow.
With the bullet in his.
Wow.
Part of my liver was shot off. To try to get to the house down there. In the meantime, Mike had heard the shot.
No, he
Pat had
didn't hear the
Pat
shot.
heard the shot.
No. I said to Stephen, this time Stephen is holding the door. I'm there. Gina wakes up. I have to give you this story how they heard. Gina woke up instantly because guess what they were trying to do? Get to us upstairs, to back me up upstairs. They were going through the kids' bathroom window.
They were coming
And that's what, yes, that's what woke Gina up. And I went to get Gina. This time, the guy, we had just built the house and he had the lock turned on the outside
By mistake. Yeah.
by mistake of my room. So Stephen was holding it. This was Stephen's action. All of a sudden, I saw Stephen run to my bed, push his hand under the bed, and came out with this butcher knife that I had never seen in my life. You can't trust little boys, you know, because they know everything, and Steve was one of those.
Yeah.
And he must have seen Bobby pushing it in there,
How old was he?
8 years old.
8 years.
So he is standing up at the door like this, holding the door, and says, anybody come in here, I'm going to kill them with the butcher knife, and I'm there trying to...
Screaming. Did you scream?
No, I didn't
Didn't Pat hear you?
scream. I was trying to hold my... Christopher woke up in the crib there calling, Bobby, Bobby. And I had Gina holding. I was so frightened. I peed myself.
Yeah.
And Gina slid it in and busted her head in the corner of the
Oh,
thing.
God.
So I had her with a busted head,
Oh, God.
Stephen holding the thing with a knife, and I heard the shots. I couldn't hear Bobby, and I'm there saying to myself, they've killed him, you know? But I didn't say anything to Stephen, but all I said to Stephen, let me hold the door while I was holding Gina. And we had a bank of windows over our bed that faced Anglesey, and I said, open your mouth and scream as loud as you can, Auntie Pat, Uncle Mac, help, help. And that's when Michael heard us. That's when Michael heard.
He didn't hear the shot?
I don't think Michael heard the shot.
Anyway, go on.
Well, no, he doesn't remember much after that. Pat told me that Michael, she said to him, Michael, that is Cedar. And you know, Michael, oh no. She said, yes, I heard him saying, Auntie Pat, help. Right, so Michael and, what was his name again?
Peter Ramsey.
Peter Ramsey was living in the apartment that Mom and Dad used to have. And the two of them, Peter and Mike jumped in the car, and that's when they met Bobby running down the hill.
Right.
And I remember Bobby can tell you that from
Yeah.
here.
So I'm running down the hill to get to them, to get help.
Wow.
So they meet me halfway down, and I remember saying to Mike, they've shot me.
And of course,
Mike never believes things.
no.
He says, you're kidding, Bob.
Yeah.
Right?
Bobby lifted his shirt.
So I lift up my shirt and show him the hole. And so he stayed. I don't know, he must have went back down to the farm because he knew gunmen were there, so he went. And this guy, Peter Ramsey, took me. He was going to take me to the hospital because we didn't have ambulances in those days and stuff, right? So on the way down, shortly after I left Anglesey, the bank manager lived there, and he had a phone. So I said, Peter, stop at Mr. Slack's house. Let me call the police. So we got there, and this is why I say that everything had to go right that night, or I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
Right? Because as soon as I got there, I started to fade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very, very close to block out. So we got into the house, and I said to Mrs. Slack, I said, you have some brandy? She said, no, I don't have brandy.
I have whiskey.
Because she was petrified, obviously. But I have whiskey. Or I said, do you have it? And I said, bring it. And she had a glass, and I said, fill it up. And I just threw the whole thing down. And all of a sudden I felt fine again. It was like like night and day, from just about death to resurrection, if you want to call it, you know. So we called the police to come, right? Because what we knew the police were in on all these things. It was such a rigged thing, you know.
Well, to come to that, they had, I didn't know that, but we had these wooden louvers in the dining room. They had screwed them out from the night before, because they had tried to poison down one dog left. That was a Doberman Pinscher. I was so afraid of that dog, but we kept him because he was protection. And when we woke up the morning, that Saturday morning, he was just, they had thrown a bag of poison up to him.
Poison meat, probably.
Poison meat or something. Only Bobby fed him alone, and he would, his meat shavings he would have. And we couldn't understand why is he shaking like that? I didn't even realize it must have been poison. And then that isn't that. But what had happened is that they had come there and they had unscrewed all the louvers. So you wouldn't know that those things were loose. I mean, we hardly use the dining room unless we were entertaining.
Right.
And the windows could shut without dropping out. But they had pre-done them, and that's how they came in. Through the window, they pulled out the louver blades and came in. That's why they were in the dining room.
So they never made it up to you, where you were in the bedroom?
No, they did not make it up to me. And you know, recently I've been thinking about that thing. All of a sudden, it felt like a half an hour or more before I heard a knock on the door. Opened the door, Maureen, and it was Mike. And I said to myself, I wasn't even thinking, recently I was thinking about that. I was stupid to even open that door. Suppose they were holding my grandson.
Right.
Yeah.
And to make me, to let him in. Because
Right.
what they were doing was coming inside and raping the wives in front of their husbands
Mm.
at that time. They weren't going to do that to me because I would have killed them.
Mm.
I could fight. I grew up with boys. I was quite capable of
So
defending myself.
Mike got in, so they had left.
Mike came and his voice sounded funny, but the police was with him too. I didn't even know that. And he says, "Open the door. The police is here." And I'm there saying to myself, "Should I open this door? Should I?" And he says, "Mike, it's me, Maureen. Open the door." And I said, he couldn't get an answer out of me because I was deciding, should I open the door? Suppose I didn't even think about. But when he said the police, and I knew the police were against us anyway, I didn't know what to do, but the door was open. And Michael said, I said, "What happened to Bobby?" And I didn't want Stephen to know anything because I was sure he was dead downstairs. He said, "Oh, he's okay. You know how Mike can, oh, he's okay, don't worry. He's okay." I didn't believe him, but I didn't tell Stephen that because Stephen was shaking like a leaf. That kid shook for around a whole day straight. And after that, they came and said, "We have to go down to the hospital." Well, I said, "Well, you're going to have to let me change because I already peed up myself." You know, and I'm not going down there to the... When I reached the hospital, the whole Savlamar was outside the hospital.
I think it was a woman though.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
one.
So what happened?
That's one thing I remember. Things move fast. By the time I got to the hospital, I remember there were a lot of people there. I remember outside. I remember there were women.
Supporting you or against you?
No, probably supported them.
Supporting you.
Well, the thing is that we're having a dance too. What that guy named there that we had? He
Baron.
was,
Baron.
no, it wasn't Baron. It
Yes.
was the other guy
Oh.
playing
It
in
doesn't matter.
Savlamar.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
he stopped the dance
And you
right
heard-
there, and he came over because he knew Bobby well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was, but anyway, by the time I reached the hospital, they are telling me, "Oh, he only has a couple minutes to go
To live. Mhm.
to live." Well, I'm telling you that I sat there and had a talk with the Lord. And I said, "You can't do this to me. Bobby's a vital part of me helping with Gina. And what am I going to do with the other kids?"
Mm.
The Lord. And then, this was my experience. All of a sudden, I was very calm. Pat was on a rampage. Everybody who came to her got it. You know what I mean? She was on a bad word spree. And they thought I was just naive, you know, don't know what they think. But God was calming me down because I had to stay calm for Stephen. All of a sudden, I felt this warmth come over me. Started from the top of my head and went straight down to my foot. And I heard this loud voice, "I will never leave you or forsake you. Can't forget." When I got saved, when I reached Orlando to Indian Harbor Beach, and that was the words that came right back into my head. "I'll never leave you or forsake you." And he has that was, I can't tell you what that did to me. When I jumped in the car, the plane, no, what happened at the hospital, no, Pat had called, what's his name now, was it?
Douglas?
No.
Hugh Shearer.
Shearer.
He was the ex-prime
Ex-
minister of Jamaica.
And he was in charge of
No, he was beloved by the army.
yes,
Everybody in the army loved this guy,
yeah.
you know, regardless of political affiliation.
Between
He
Pat
was
and
loved.
Sissy, they arranged for a helicopter, and Frank Fritz,
Fitz,
yes,
So
a
Turley.
helicopter to come for Bobby. Well,
Yeah.
they set out to the helicopter and didn't even put a stretcher in there or anything.
Let's let me tell them before that. Let's let me tell them
Okay.
Let me go back to when Peter Robinson was taking me down. After I left the bank manager's house, to give you a backdrop on it, this was when Cuba was infiltrating Jamaica, and so happened that all our Jamaican doctors had left or been forced out, I don't know. And there were like 19 doctors at our hospital, and 8 of them were Cuban, and 1 was from a small island in the West Indies. So we had friction with the Cuban doctors. So I told Peter, I said, don't take me to the hospital, take me to this doctor from Swan, to his house. So we drove in, I mean, it was
Wasn't it?
10 o'clock or earlier, I don't know, probably 10 o'clock. And the house was in darkness, and we blew. Finally, this guy comes down, looks like he was in his pajamas or something. And he says, what's going on? So I said, I've been shot. And he said, let me see it. This time I was standing up. So I showed him. His words were, my God, lie down in the car. Right? I said, you know that I can't go to the Cuban doctors. Because they're going to kill me. So he said, I'm saying, well, you're going to die. If you don't go, you're going to die. I'll assure you one thing. They're in charge, but I'll stand there the entire time. Right? So, the last thing I remember was being taken to the hospital. You know, kind of lifted in, because I didn't have a stretcher, I don't know what it was. And then that was it. I don't remember after that.
When is the next time you remember?
Probably when I was being pushed in a stretcher in Kingston, after I was flown to Kingston.
So, the helicopter is on its way and it turns back. This is when I'm telling you only has 10 minutes to go.
You didn't go with him?
No, how could I go and
No,
leave
no,
out
I'm
my
asking
kids?
you.
No, I couldn't go there at that time.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even send a pink nurse with him. And Pat was there, and you remember that doctor that was at Frome, that she was we were friendly with? She was a Frome doctor from England.
Yeah.
And Pat pushed her in the helicopter.
So I said that if everything hadn't come together, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
But this was part of it. That doctor had
Pat
been
not-
pushed into the helicopter.
Pat pushed
forced
her
to
into
go.
the helicopter and said, you have to go with him.
Yeah.
And she was petrified because she didn't want to get mixed up in the political thing.
Mm.
Well, she went in, and we had to order a plane to bring her back to work the next morning. Landed in a Frome cane piece.
Well, tell what happened.
What happened on the plane?
Okay.
Oh, when he was on the plane, the drip cut out. And she had to give him an adrenaline shot in his heart.
I understand that my heart stopped beating.
His heart had stopped beating.
And she injected me in the heart to get it started again. So, you know.
By the time he reached to Kingston, Pat's sister had known all these doctors there, and they had the best surgeon there waiting. And Bobby said he felt like he was going down, you know, and
But
then
what has happened is that since I was shot in the liver, my blood was filling up inside
in his
my cavity. So I couldn't breathe. Around my lungs and so I couldn't breathe. Yeah. But I think we've missed one important part.
What?
When we say that everything had to come together. During I have an unusual type of blood. And during the
Oh,
surgery,
yeah, I never remember.
they ran out of blood in the hospital. So basically I was a dead man.
They didn't even have the right
Excuse me,
sutures to.
can I ask you,
Sorry.
Salomar Kingston, you're talking?
Salomar, man, where did they
Okay.
expect?
Okay.
Let me continue with this.
Calm down,
And-
calm down.
What I understand, this nurse who's Jamaican, she says, I have the same blood type. And
She gave him life
she lay
first.
down beside me. given direct transfusion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you know that later on when we were living,
I'm ashamed, but
yeah, later on
Shame
when we
me.
were
Go ahead,
living,
shame.
not shame, Bobby was just stunned,
yeah,
you know? And
when we were in Melbourne,
when we were in Melbourne, this lady came up to him and said, Mr. Lewis, you remember me? And Bobby said, I know the face, but I don't remember." She said, I'm the one who gave you a life transfusion.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Bobby came over and told me this, and I said, you never got her name, her telephone number, that I could go to her and bring her here? And he said, I just wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that he could meet her in Melbourne,
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
places.
Amazing.
Amazing.
yeah.
Wow.
So what did all of this mean in your walk of faith?
Well,
We'll go back.
Yeah, let's
We
finish
can-
this,
we'll
the
circle
Kingston.
back to that.
the
Go back
Kingston
to,
story,
he's in
huh?
the hospital in
Yeah.
Kingston.
oh,
Did you need guards?
oh,
Did you
he
need
doesn't,
guards?
he doesn't know much about that.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So he goes to the hospital and then he's put in the intensive care unit.
Well,
So,
I was operated again immediately.
Immediately.
I understand the doctors were very good, were waiting on me for like 5, I don't know, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something.
yes,
And all I can remember is being pushed from the ambulance that had taken me from the plane. And all I remember is, you know, where they cut out in the concrete,
mm-hmm,
the grooves.
mm-hmm,
Every time that dolly, that thing hit this,
the gurney.
I felt like I was coming apart and the
Yeah.
pain, right? And I remember being taken up, put in a bed to wait, and then I just couldn't breathe, so I got up and I was stark staring.
You got up?
out of
Yeah,
bed.
Bobby,
Stark
Mommy and
staring-
Daddy were there.
Stark staring naked, you know, that's the last thing that I would do.
Mommy said
Right.
he was just thrashing and,
Yeah.
and,
But the minute I got up, I felt better because the blood was gone back, you know,
Yeah.
out of my stomach. But yeah, and that's it.
Did they operate on you in Salomar?
Yeah, they cut me.
did?
They cut me, and the Kingston doctors even told me that they cut me the wrong side,
Oh, jeez.
right?
Okay,
You know,
I
but
didn't know
they cut me and they took out the bullet,
okay.
and then they had to be quacks because they tried to soak the liver, and from what I understand, you cannot soak anybody's liver, right? So I just kept bleeding, and
you have no idea.
so when I got to Kingston to the University Hospital, and they opened up back the sutures and went back in, and what they did was they tied off my main artery to my liver forever. It's tied off forever to stop the bleeding, you know. But that created a lot of problems because I got jaundice, I got all kind of things because the liver stopped working, you know. But what apparently happens is that the small blood vessels get after a while get enlarged.
Get enlarged
To,
to compensate.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So this night, right after he's going there now, what's her name had to come back to work in this little plane. By this time,
The doctor.
the doctor,
Yeah.
I grabbed a suitcase, flung things in it, and told one of the nurses, "You are coming with me." And I grabbed her, and I said, "You just go and tell your mama or so that you have to come with me. I'll get you back home soon." And she went. This time Gina is petrified of planes. I had to physically hold that child down in that little plane. We went through the worst thunderstorm and lightning thing over the cockpit country, and I said, "Lord, I hope this is not where you're going to land us, in the cockpit where nobody will find us. It's a cockpit country we're going over." Anyway, we finally made it the thing. And this time Stephen was just going like this, shaking like a leaf. So when we come off of the small plane, this was not at the regional airport, this was in the, what do you call it, Tinson Pen.
A small airport here.
So here she was, so I can't remember her name, but she was there waiting, and right in front of Stephen, she said,
The doctor.
the doctor said, Maureen, brace yourself because Bobby's not going to make it. In front of Stephen. Stephen said to me, I have to go and see my father. You know, in those days, children were not allowed, especially in the intensive care. And I said, God just gave me the words to tell him to calm him down. And I said, Steve, let me go because the rule is that kids cannot get into the hospital. I will ask the doctor if there's permission, to give me permission for you to see. I knew they weren't going to tell me that. But I said, I will come back for you. So that calmed him down. And Mommy kept him there, but when I arrived, coming back to the night when I arrived, the morning I arrived at the hospital, the whole army they had called in for blood, because even university was short on that blood. So they had called in the army to give blood, and all of my family were there. All my brothers ran away from me. Everyone ran away. They didn't want to talk to me.
Couldn't face her.
Couldn't face me.
They're afraid.
Well, you know what? I left Kingston as a PNP, and now I'm coming back as a laborite. You know? And was because of what I saw happening for myself, and what Michael Mann came down to it was Michael Mann who came down to Savlamar and got into a big ranting with Dad too. And that's when I changed. Anyway, so who is in charge now? Siaga, who I was campaigning with.
Siaga was head of the opposition,
The opposition.
party. Yeah.
So Pat and I were campaigning on the campaign trail with Siaga. We were coming down Whitfield.
We thought.
With her.
I don't finish the Kingston story with
Wait, no,
Siaga.
man, I'm leading up to that. That's why I'm telling you this. And we got a barrage of rock stones. And this time I have this young baby at home, and I said, no, my mother would kill me if she knew I was on a campaign trail and left my young baby at home. And then when I looked, there were gunmen with these sawn-off shotguns. That was the last day they saw me on the campaign trail. I made up my mind, my mother would kill me. Anyway,
Good
I
thing
went
for
home.
mothers, huh?
Yeah, I went home anyway. And so when I arrived at University Hospital in the morning, the plane that took her in took us back to Kingston. And when I arrived there, who is standing there? Siaga. In front of my parents, who can't stand him. And he,
That's the Prime Minister.
The
of
Prime
Jamaica.
Minister.
No, he was in the opposition.
Oh, he was
he
the
was in
opposition leader.
opposition. But he used to like me a lot. And he put his hand around me and said, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. I could see my father's stomach trembling and my mother. Because Mommy said to me, Maureen, I want you to brace yourself because I don't think Bobby's going to make it. Because she started telling me, oh, he started flinging off the sheets and he was naked and she had to be covering him back. And, you know, Mommy was a big prude. And, yeah, she was. And so he was, Bobby at that time was just coming out of the honest, you know, the recovery section, and he started calling out for Stephen. He was called, the nurses told me, it was the bishop's daughter was in the intensive care unit.
Is that Ruth?
No,
No,
she was a nurse.
she was a
okay.
nurse.
Go ahead.
And she said, he's been calling out for Stephen. Who is Stephen? And I said, his son. And they shot after him and he heard, obviously heard it.
Yeah.
But Bobby was calling out for Stephen and me and, you know, and I went in there. It's a good thing Stephen didn't know. Bobby had tubes coming out of every part of his body. And he was like ashen and cold. Anyway, I went home the night to Mommy's house, came back, and I went to get something for Bobby. And when I came back, I see the whole intensive care unit surrounded by guards and guard dogs. And I said, what is going on? And then she told me it was Bishop Edmondson's daughter. And she said, somebody came in here looking for Bobby Lewis. Yes,
Wow.
they came back when they found out that he wasn't dead. They came back to try and finish him off. And she said, oh, he has been released and whatnot.
Yeah.
She gave them some story.
But I remember hearing the dogs and inquiring, what's all these dogs barking, you know? And the story I was told by this nurse from Belize,
A little girl. She was
Yeah.
like a pink nurse.
she was very good to me in the hospital. But she was an intensive care too. But anyway,
No, she wasn't in
Okay,
intensive.
okay.
yeah, she says, don't worry, a nurse was raped here, so they have God's, God in the place. So she didn't really tell me what happened, why they were there.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
all